Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, man wanted in Clarendon arrested in Greenville, Manchester. A man wanted by the Clarendon police for shooting with intent was apprehended in the once troubled community of Greenville, Manchester on Saturday. The man, identified by the police as Kafour Bartley, otherwise called Hunter Sparta CJ, was arrested about 10:50 a.m. Corporal Nick Roy Nish said that Bartley was arrested in Greenville based on intelligence. We acted on some information about a wanted person who was featured on the GCF's Wanted Wednesdays some time ago. We acted on the information and we apprehended the person, he said. I also want to thank the residents of Greenville who have been cooperating with the police to reduce the amount of crimes that are happening in Greenville, he added. Nish is warning criminal suspects not to challenge the police. I also want to implore other suspects who are wanted to turn themselves in and also do what Mr. Bartley did. Turn yourself in peacefully. Do not challenge the police when they come for you, or the police will take action and it might not end good in your favor, he said. Acting Operations Officer for Manchester, Valdine Amos, said that Bartley is the second wanted person held in the parish since Thursday. This is the second individual to have been featured on Wanted Wednesday to have been captured in the parish since the start of the week, said Amos. Amos said the suspect who surrendered felt the walls closing in on him. He was cornered in the parish and had no way out, and he actually handed himself over to the police along with his representatives, said Amos. 15-year-old boy charged over alleged shootout with the police at a ferry. The police have charged a 15-year-old boy who, along with two men, allegedly engaged the cops in a shootout along the main road in Ferry. The teen was charged on Friday following his release from hospital for gunshot wounds. He is charged with 2 counts of assault at a common law, possession of a prohibited weapon, using a firearm to commit a felony, and the discharge of firearm. The incident happened on Thursday, May 22. Reports from the Hunts Bay police are that about 12:55 a.m., a police team was on patrol in the area when the boy and the 2 men were seen walking towards them. On seeing the police team, one of the men armed with a rifle and the other armed with a handgun pointed their weapons at the police and opened fire, according to the police. The police team returned the fire. However, the persons escaped in different directions. The police say a search of the area was conducted and the teen boy was seen in a yard suffering from gunshot wounds. He was subsequently taken to hospital for treatment. Following his release from the hospital, he was interviewed in the presence of his attorney and was charged on Friday, May 30. His court date has not yet been finalized. His alleged accomplices are still being sought by the police. Police probing abduction of election scrutineer in St. Andrew. Police are intensifying their investigation into the abduction of a woman, Lorna Robertson, who was snatched by unknown assailants on Old Hope Road in St. Andrew in the vicinity of Donor Avenue. The incident occurred on Friday at approximately 5:36 a.m. across from the Diabetes Association of Jamaica. Robertson is more popularly known as Nikki. She was reportedly ambushed by men traveling in a Honda step wagon which was fitted with a fake license plate. She is a well-known resident of St. Andrew Southeastern and an election scrutineer for the governing Jamaica Labour Party. Robertson was last seen wearing a cream blouse and a tangerine-colored shorts. Anyone with information concerning the whereabouts of Lorna Robertson, otherwise known as Nikki, is being asked to contact the police at 119 or CTOC at 876-922-2374. Police protection provided to new FID head Dennis Strong. Dennis Strong, the incoming Financial Investigation Division Chief Technical Director, has been assigned police protection following threats and undue pressure for him not to assume the role. The news has learned the rhetoric associated with opposition to Chong's appointment also influenced the security officials' determination of the threat level. Controversy has greeted Chong's appointment, which becomes effective June 2, 2025. He will replace Selvin He, who demitted office in July 2024. On Thursday, after Chong's appointment was announced by Finance Minister Favour Williams, the opposition People's National Party objected, claiming that Chong is compromised and not qualified to serve in the post. The PNP had also given the government 72 hours to rescind Chong's appointment or face island-wide action. According to PNP President Mark Golding, Chong has already publicly stated positions in relation to the matters that the FID ought to be investigating and which seek to undermine or belittle the impact and importance of the findings that the Integrity Commission has made. Golding's reference was the comment made by Chong in the wake of the Commission's report into the finances of Prime Minister Andrew Holness. The report raised several red flags about the Prime Minister's accounts and referred the matter for additional investigation by the FID. However, Chong, a chartered accountant, had in his capacity as a public commentator questioned the findings of the IC. During a news conference on Thursday, Golding charged that Chong has publicly sought to take a position that has led to the impression that there was nothing amiss, there was no case to answer by Holness, and everything was above board. He clearly is a biased person on this matter. He clearly would have a conflict leading the FID to investigate this matter. That is why we're saying he should resign that position if he's accepted it, or the appointment should be rescinded and revoked forthwith, said Golding. However, on Friday, the finance minister chided the opposition while pointing out that Chong's appointment was a recommendation of the Public Services Commission. The proposal for the government to insert itself into a meritorious process, which included advertisement and interviews, and was conducted by the PSC, is both reckless and dangerous. This is a path which Jamaica should avoid, Williams said in a press release. Trelawney police to increase highway patrols amid fatal crashes. Motorists using the North Coast Highway are being urged to adhere to the speed limit as police raise concerns about the number of road fatalities. Head of the Trelawney Police, Deputy Superintendent Ainsley McCarthy, told the news that 8 accidents resulting in 10 deaths have been recorded in the parish so far this year. McCarthy noted that all the incidents were caused by speeding. In response, he said the police plan to increase patrols along the highway to help curb reckless driving. To help in the control of accidents, our dedicated team from the Highway Patrol Unit in Area 1 will join forces with officers from Trelawney to patrol the corridor day and night, McCarthy said. I want the drivers to remember their neighbor, who according to the law is anyone who may be affected by your actions, he added. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.